Okay, so Dave, do you want to kind of talk to those of us that are assembled and tell us the results of your meeting with the president?
Certainly. Can you hear me okay?
You're a little low, but we'll listen really well.
Okay. I don't know what to do about it. Actually, my screen, everything that's on my screen is totally frozen. My mouse clicks don't do anything to anything at all. I don't know what it is. I'm really glad you can hear me at least. Okay. This morning I spoke with the president of Mission College. His name is Monte Perez, or Monty Perez, as people call him. And I did it over the phone. I went all the way over there, but he had some car trouble. I mean, his daughter did, and he had to do something. So we were able to speak, and I had everything written out. Did you guys receive it in the email? What I was gonna, I sent it to everybody. I think.
Yes, I did.
What I was gonna say to.
Did the rest of you check your email to see? And my suggestion to you, excuse me? Dave, are you still there?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. When I looked over that list, it would be wonderful if we all opened that document that you emailed us and just kind of look through it together.
Yeah,
because,
it's got a lot of info.
Yeah, my suggestion was, because there's so much info and there's no space between the lines, to put a space. Okay, so was that Lynn who just spoke?
No, I said something to the cat. So.
Oh, okay. How's the cat doing, by the way?
I think she wants to talk too.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you should put her on the screen. Now, I can't see you, Lynn.
Oh, because I just opened the document.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's why. Here.
All right. So
now can you see me?
Hold on. Let me check again.
Here we go. And here's a cat.
I still can't. All I can see is just Dave. Dave is the only person I can see.
Am I frozen or moving around?
No, you're fine, Dave. I can see you. You're just sitting there, and I can see you in very good light.
Here, can you see me now?
Okay, now I can see you. Yes, now I can see you. Now I can see the cat.
Good.
I could. At least the cat was there for a second.
Yes, she's here.
Okay, very good, very good. So yes, I can see you now. Mary Ellen sort of disappeared from the video.
Well, she said, remember she said she was going to disconnect something and put the other one on?
Yeah, I know she's been having her problems, so we'll just be patient with her. Okay, Mary Ellen is back on with us, it looks like. Let's see if we can see her. Mary Ellen, where are you? Maybe she has to use her iPad after all. I know in the past that's the only thing
could be.
That's worked. So how has everybody's week been?
Crazy.
Crazy?
How about you?
As we get closer and closer to the end of the semester, it seems to get crazy. I think it's the fatigue factor.
It is.
It seems to get crazier. And then when I taught my classes yesterday, I noticed that sort of a glazed look on the eyes of my students.
Yeah, I think that glaze is very typical at the end of the semester.
Yeah. So, yeah, I tell them, one thing I told my students was, don't forget that the fatigue factor also applies to us professors, but we can't show it.
Yeah, I don't think they believe it. I think they think we just, have a cot and stay in the classroom or the office.
I think they think that we're superhuman. We are definitely not superhuman.
Definitely not.
No, so, but I'm confident the way things are going that I'm going to make it to the finish line, and we're.
Can you hear me now?
Hi.
Mary Ellen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know what's going on with this iPad. Now I see that I'm transmitting audio, but I cannot figure out the video.
See you.
Well, you know what, Mary Ellen? It's not so critical for us to see you. As long as we can hear your voice is the main thing.
Right. Well, you know, I actually fixed the camera on my computer so I could use this, but the audio and everything, I fixed it all, and now I can't make the audio work on the computer. I'm going to try it one more time. You'll see me log in again on the main computer and see if the audio works this time.
Okay, so
I don't know. We'll see. But at least I got the audio going here. So
Dave, tell us about your week.
Well, let's see. I'm teaching a class of Italian in the mornings at Moorpark College, and that came to a close on Wednesday. And we finished the chapter that we were on, and that was great because the final needed that. And the final will be next Wednesday. And we ended on a pretty positive note. I had them actually reading stuff, and when they were like going around the room, I have them serpentine around the room. And when they were doing that, they were reading out loud, and everybody was listening to one another, and the beautiful Italian accents that were coming out. I never taught them phonology or anything. I just modeled for them. And I was just so pleased and so, well, surprised actually, and so pleased at how well they could read Italian. Hope they were understanding it, but they definitely can sound it out, that's for sure.
Well, Dave, obviously your efforts have been paying off.
I think so. And then at Mission, we have another couple of weeks of class, LACCD does, and then we have our finals, and that's going well too, except my Italian 2 really has dwindled down. I don't know if you guys have that happen in the 2 classes. If you don't have 2 feeders, if you don't have 2 sections of 1, sometimes your 2 gets pretty lean. But that's okay. It's the good students mostly, and they are gung-ho, and they love to learn, and that certainly, you know, inspires me. And I guess my inspiration inspires them, and so it's like a two-way street. So everything's wonderful and fine over here.
Hey, Denise, welcome.
Hello, hi.
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 Denise, how's your morning going?
It's good. It's my second daughter's birthday. It's my third birthday in 3 weeks, so it's hectic, but it's good.
Good to hear it. So maybe this is a good time for Dave to update us all on his meeting this morning.
Okay, here goes. Like I said before, I'll just go ahead and start from the top. I meant to meet with President of Mission College, Monte Perez, and I went to the office to schedule an appointment at 10 o'clock, and he wasn't there. We had a talk on the phone. Well, I had written everything out in a very logical fact sheet, and I just read it to him with his permission, and I think you all got that in an email, so I don't need to read it to you now unless you want me to. But the upshot is that, yes, we can have the conference at Mission probably on the 17th of October, which is our first choice, or maybe the 24th, which would be the second choice. But I think it'll work on the 17th. And I had spoken to somebody before, and they said, well, you don't have priority. If somebody on campus wants that date, they'll. And what Monty told me, he says, yeah, just talk to Tara Ward and have her put a hold on it. So I think he can override that kind of thing. It's really good that you have, support from the top, right? So yeah, I read him everything that was on that sheet, and he was very positive, and he said the answer to everything is yes. So,
yay!
And then let me tell you what else happened. I also received a call this morning from my colleague, the only full-timer left. They're hiring to replace me. I retired in 2012, taking all this time, put it, in the queue. But they wanted to know what my recommendations were for the type of person to replace me. And so I went there and I sat there for about 20 minutes and held forth. And what was really great about that is the person sitting next to me was the guy that's the head of catering in the culinary arts institute that we have. That's a big deal at Mission. And when he said, oh yeah, this and that, and I said it's on Saturday. He says, oh, we don't do it on Saturday. I said, really? No chance? He says, well, just talk to so-and-so, and I have her name and her number and everything like that. So he says, yeah, there is a possibility, but it's just not, it's irregular. So, there's a little something that I have to, look and work on. So, is that enough? You want anything else? Any more important?
I don't think we determine if that's enough. I think you determine if that's enough.
I'm out of breath, so go ahead. Somebody else talk.
Well, that's wonderful news. Anyone else have any comments?
Sounds good.
David, you said that you went back to, you were talking about the position, and you cut out a little bit. The position at Mission, is that now a Spanish position?
Well, they didn't tell me, and of course they've been wavering between Spanish and French and just Spanish because I think it's
advertised as Spanish, so.
Well, that's a good thing in a way because you're really cutting down the pool if you demand that French be on there.
Yeah, that's true. I was just curious because I know some people from Santa Monica who are applying for that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sorry guys, I didn't mean to bring that up, but he brought it up.
No problem. Denise, did you want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Well then, did everybody receive via email Mary Ellen's suggestions for the Constitution? She sent that, I believe, the same day that you, Denise, sent your draft to us, and I forwarded that to everybody just today before the webinar. So if you look on your email, you should be able to find that and open that, and we can go through it and take a look at it. It is dated the 2nd of May, and it's called CCCFLC Constitution draft -ME for Mary Ellen, and then .docx. Does everybody have that?
I do.
Okay, I do. I have it in front of me too. Dave, do you have it?
No, because I'm not extremely good at going from one thing to another on the computer, so it's taking me a little time.
Oh, no problem. We still have to wait for Mary Ellen to get back with us, obviously. She was the one that sent this.
I'm not very good with this iPad. It keeps changing the microphone. I think now I see that I'm talking.
Yes.
So you can hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so that's from the iPad. I was going to ask Dave if he was actually at that meeting.
You've got mail.
Dave, it sounds like you've got mail.
Yeah, it sure does. Okay, I'm looking at old mail here to see if it's in there. And you said it was May 2nd, right?
May 2nd. Actually, that's the original date, but I resent it to you today.
Oh.
So if you look under today's date.
Just not too long ago.
Yeah, I see something in 1057. So draft Constitution. I'm going to open that.
Yeah. And there should be one that says draft Constitution -ME.
Got it?
Okay, that's the one that we want to look at right now.
Nope.
But of course, we need Mary Ellen's voice before we can do this because she is the one that sent this.
It keeps, I must have problems with this signal here because it keeps going in and out, but yeah, I'm back for the moment. Yeah, I have the Constitution up.
Okay, good.
The one that you sent us with my suggestions.
All right, so let's make sure everybody is able to see it and hear you. Adrian, are you able to hear it? Well, is Adrian with us? She's
I
not
don't
with
think
us.
so.
Okay, so Adrian's not with us. Lynn, are you able to see it and hear us?
Yes.
Okay, good. Denise, you're able to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and Mary Ellen, I can hear you. So it looks like we're ready to go through it. So do you want to kind of take the lead, Mary Ellen, and talk us through this?
Okay, I haven't looked at it for a while, but I think I saw that second language educators sounded better. I think that Denise made that change. And what I was wondering about, I guess, was do we need to change?
You cut out.
You cut out.
We heard the first part.
Mary Ellen, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, she's definitely cutting in and out. Well, Mary Ellen, in a worst-case scenario, maybe you can just call on the phone so we can hear your voice as you go through it. Do you have a microphone with, like a headset with microphones you can attach to your cell phone? Can you hear us, Mary Ellen?
Looks like you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I lost everybody again. So, what did you say to what I asked? I know I'm having trouble with one or the other. I can't do either of them. It seems. Okay. Can
you start over? Go ahead.
Did everyone hear what I said or not about
no.
Okay. In the preamble, where you suggested that we change to second language educators, I like that, but I'm wondering if we need to change that to second in other places in the Constitution, because that's how we've referred to it.
What do you guys think?
Let's see. Second, now, I also seem to have read somewhere that you questioned second language and whether modern language might be better than that. So at this point, Denise, what is the wording that you have? Is it second language? Is it modern language? What is the...
I put it just in the preamble. I had put second language, and then I had written in red a question. Was everybody fine with that? And if you guys liked it, would you want to change it in the rest of the Constitution or not? And what Mary Ellen had pointed out is that modern language is very broad, but second language maybe is too narrow, since there are people who are learning a third or fourth language. I'm fine either way. I kind of like the suggestion actually above of instead of saying by a small group of dedicated and enthusiastic second language educators, just saying community college language educators. Because go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say that I agree with that point. Go ahead.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah, because especially since it's coming right after the name of the organization, which includes foreign languages, it's clear what kind of language educator. So I like that suggestion.
I like the fact that we just use the word language. I think we should always use it. You don't need foreign language. You don't need world language. You don't need modern language. Just languages. Everybody understands that just fine. You know. So I mean, all around, and even what you call your department and stuff like that. Just a thought.
So, Dave, let me see if I understand your suggestion. Your suggestion is that we take out the word second and just have language educators?
Correct.
Throughout. So, for example, instead of the purpose of the CCCFLC is to promote collaboration among language educators.
Right.
The question is then, would you bring in English language educators?
Yeah, that was my question too.
Well,
English, ESL.
ESL, yes, but I don't.
Well, definitely ESL.
Position and literature and stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah, AMLA, ESL. So here's the deal. At our conferences in the past, we have never had to my knowledge, ESL educators or American language educators or even sign language educators, even though I have nothing against them being there.
Well, they have their own
Yeah,
group
we have.
a lot.
We've had presentations, actually. We've had both American Sign Language and ESL.
Oh, we've had American Sign Language presentations?
I believe we had one 2 years ago.
Okay, well maybe
And I know that we've had ESL.
Well,
I think it was
ASL, the American Sign Language, I think they're a part. We have ASL colleagues, and we offer ASL. So I think ASL, American Sign Language, is definitely a part of the department. As far as ESL, that's generally separate.
The only downside of inviting ASL educators is the fact that we will have to put forth a certain amount of money to pay for interpreters during our conference.
Not true.
And that is going to cost quite a bit of money, hundreds of dollars.
They charge $75 an hour generally.
And we're talking about 6 hours, so I just don't know, and that's a little prohibitive economically. We need to consider the economics of it too.
But we've had ASL people come before.
How did they understand what we were all saying?
Because, let me go back and check the program.
I remember too, Denise, they came to, did we go to College of the Canyons? Was that where it was? And we all sat around in groups.
I think it might have been Moore Park.
Moore Park, yeah, right. And we sat around, they had a little group. So,
yeah, and I don't remember having any issues communicating.
I don't either, so maybe the people who came were not hearing impaired.
That is a good
read
point.
lips, you know.
Yeah. Maybe they were ASL professors who were hearing.
Yeah.
So, in any case, I mean, that should not change the wording that we choose for this paragraph. We should be as inclusive as possible in our wording.
Right.
In my opinion. How do the rest of you feel?
Okay.
Okay.
Because, you know, second language learners would also include ESL, ASL, all of them, right?
That is a good point. I mean, the only thing, you know, the only reservation I have is the economical factor, the economic factor of paying $75 an hour for however many hours, because we had an issue with that last year. You guys were not aware of it because it was a behind-the-scenes kind of thing. Heidi and I and Tammy were the three that were trying to get everything ready. And there was one non-hearing ASL instructor who was considering coming, and it turned out that we were concerned that it would just cost us so much that it might be a bit prohibitive.
You know,
we didn't realize how expensive it would be.
When we advertise in our newsletter,
it is expensive.
Our emails and that sort of thing, maybe we should include something there. ASL instructors are welcome, but we do not have the funds to provide an interpreter.
That's a good point.
That's good. We could do that, because I don't know how that we could, you know, exclude them. But yeah, that's an excellent point.
I agree. That we do not have to put into the Constitution, but that would be included in the email that I would send to the different college chairs. The different CC chairs.
For all you know, also if there were a group of ASL instructors who really got involved, they might know people who would be able to volunteer their time to help out.
That's a good point.
I mean, if that ever happened.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so let's get back to the issue at hand here. Do we stick with second language educators? Do we go with simply language educators, or do we go with modern language educators? We need to try to reach some kind of a consensus.
I could say that second language doesn't bother me at all. What it means is an additional language, and people understand, yeah, I know German and French, but I do want to learn Italian. So it's my third,
Right.
but I know what they mean, you know. So you could leave second language. It sounds fine to me.
Or we could just put modern language. Of course, that does exclude Latin, Hebrew, and Arabic. Well, although Hebrew and Arabic are modern languages.
Yeah.
Um,
Added Greek.
oh yeah, Greek.
But how many community colleges are teaching ancient Greek as well as Latin?
True, probably 0. So if we just put modern languages?
I'm fine with that. How do the rest of you feel?
I just don't like it the way it sounds. Modern to me, I see some picture of somebody using a brand new vacuum cleaner, cleaning house, and you know what I mean? Oh, it's modern.
You're classic, David.
What?
You're classic.
I would either go with, because we already have foreign language in the title of our organization, and because, I would suggest to go with either second language or just language.
What about foreign language? What's so wrong with that? That's our name.
Well, it's a little redundant.
Unfortunately, it's kind of taken on, I don't know if I want to say derogatory, but not derogatory, but I don't know. I mean, I agree. I think, you know, it says Foreign Language Council. Why don't we just keep it foreign language? But a lot of the departments are changing now. Our department changed from foreign language to modern language. But for the Constitution, we could just leave it.
I think it's not advertising, and you know, it's not the name of a department, and it's very succinct.
Say it again.
Say that again, David.
I said, you know, it's not the name. It being our name of our group, and it being in the Constitution. This is just written material. Nobody's going to see it anyway.
True.
You know, and they won't take offense. You know, they can call their department whatever they want, right? I mean, that's
true.
What have you guys come up with?
I'm kind of not hearing everything. It's very soft.
I am shouting as loud as I can.
The only thing I would say about foreign is that it's a relative term and it implies a centricism. So basically, if you had the strategies for teaching, well, yeah, I'm not. My mind's just not working enough to to discuss anything super logically right now. But where are we at right now in terms of what everybody was leaning toward?
Sounds like we're leaning either toward language educators or modern language educators.
Why don't we go with language? Huh?
We decided not to have foreign.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning. I'm leaning away from foreign language.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things I like about language also is it encompasses, for example, Spanish for heritage speakers, which is technically not second language. So maybe just language is nice because it leaves it open.
Right, that's absolutely true. I'm okay with language.
I'm okay with language.
I'm gonna leave foreign language in our name because that's what our name is. That's where our recognition is. That it appears in Act Full. We'll hold on that, but everywhere else I'm going to change it to just language.
That sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay.
Dave, can you live with that?
I definitely can.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Awesome.
So that we have that out of the way. Now, Mary Ellen, are you there? It doesn't sound like. Hold on. Maybe she's.
Mary Ellen.
Is she? I think she's trying to get on.
She's taught, yeah.
Okay. But we can still look at her next point, even if she's not here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does she say here? I think the preamble sounds fine, since we are educating students who might be acquiring a third language or beyond. Is there a better choice than second? Okay, we already talked about that. Tom Blair might be able to provide the names of people who served on the initial team of officers. Who was the first VP? Oh, she's back. Good.
I think
Mary Ellen, are you there? Mary Ellen, could you talk us through your idea of incorporating Tom Blair's name and where we would put that?
Oh, okay. I think Denise asked that question, and so I said that, let's see, that the Tom, let's see, what did I say? I have to look at my comment here. Oh, wait a second. You know what I just saw was on my second comment, did anyone notice that I said community college language educators, or did we decide against that?
I had said that I really liked that for the preamble, and then maybe we can just go with language educators throughout the rest of the document.
Okay, sorry, I was out of touch. Okay, now, let's see what I say. Tom Blair might be able to provide the names of the people who served on the initial teams of officers in the North and South. I cannot remember who was on the team up north, but I do remember, you know, that Patricia Garfone was the first VP for the South. The first president for the South, and I was the VP. And I'm wondering if Dave was also on that board. And I'll tell you how you would remember Dave is if you were at that meeting that was at Patricia's house, and I somehow think you were there.
No, I don't believe I was on that board, no.
Oh, okay, you weren't on the board. So I cannot remember. I cannot remember the other officers, but Tom would know.
You know what? I like the preamble the way it is. I had thought about maybe it would be nice to name people, but I like the preamble brief and to the point. And then I think what we could do is once we get a historian, ask that historian to find out what is the history of the beginnings, and then we could have something written up and have that as a document, but it doesn't necessarily need to be in the Constitution.
Right, I agree. I think it doesn't have to be there.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you, Denise.
Me too.
Okay, so let's move on to the next point.
Okay,
okay.
Is that comment number 4?
I'm scrolling down, and I'm now in Officers of the Organization, sections 1 and 2. That's where I have a comment. If you click on the little balloon, you should be able to open it up in Word.
My comments show up they show up to the side, so I can see all the comments.
Okay, yeah,
so
all right.
The comments is in charge of coordinating the efforts of the other officers as well as with. I think that's good.
Okay, so that was just a minor change there.
I agree with that change.
I like the and or blog, and I think yes, officers should be lowercase.
Okay.
So the next one was you agreed that sections 1 through 5 should be Article 4, or could or should be Article 4, but that you would rename it. Because I started going through it and I'm like, why are these separate?
That's a good point.
One of them describes the officers. The next one talks about like the terms and elections, but I don't know that we need to have those as separate things. We can just say officers of the organization, unless you wanted to have like you could say officers of the organization, definitions, terms, and elections, or something like that. Or responsibilities. But do you even need it specified? Because when you just assume, that's where you go to find out what the officers are and what how they are elected.
Adrian, Lynn, what do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, it could work. I mean, I certainly go along with having things simplified and as succinct as possible. So.
Does that mean that we have Article 4 for sections 1 through 5, or have 2 separate articles?
I would do Article 4, and then I would have Section 1, Section 2, and then Section 3, we just get rid of the title. Like, it's not clear to me. We already have it as a separate section, so I'm not sure why. Like, normally if you had an article, wouldn't you start new sections?
Right.
So Article 5 would start with Section 1, but we actually have it as Sections 3 through 5.
That's true.
So it's just not,
that's very true.
I'm not clear. And I wasn't sure if there was some rationalization behind the way it was set up before that I just wasn't seeing.
I agree with your thought pattern, and that it should be Article. Yeah, keep it Article 4 and just have sections 3 through 5, because it makes perfect sense.
That sounds good.
Right, and I'm going to get rid of the part where it says sections 1 through 2, and then I'll just get rid of the whole thing. Article 5, officers of the organization, sections 3 through 5. That whole thing will just disappear, and then everything else after that. So meetings and voting will become Article 5, executive board quorum, Article 6. Amendments, Article 7, and then ratification, Article 8.
That makes sense.
Yes, I agree.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I agree. Now,
so
Mary Ellen, are you there, Mary Ellen? Mary Ellen?
Can you hear me now? I don't know. It keeps shutting off the microphone.
Okay, so
yes.
Mary Ellen, you made in your comment number 8. You gave us you said that the first version of the ratification page is the one that you prefer. Now, when you say that, did you mean the one that appears first in the document you send us?
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. Yeah, but I don't really have a strong preference here. That was just what I want. I reacted to what Denise suggested.
The thing is, one of the things I like about the first one better is that because of the way that we're going to sign it, since we're in different places, if we have dates for everyone, then it's going to be a series of different dates, which just seems kind of weird.
Right, so, maybe that's why. Yes, okay. Yeah.
Do we even need to have a date?
I don't. Well, I think we probably need a date. Maybe have the president be the last, or the executive director. You could be the last person to sign it, and then you could put the date as that date once we have all the signatures.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? How about putting the top line there where it says executive director signature, put that below the others, and then just to the right of that have the word date, and then I would sign it and date it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because I kind of prefer it to be below, because when I see it above, it kind of reminds me of a hierarchy where I don't really feel like I'm above anybody here, and so I kind of prefer it to be below in that sense.
Okay, so I'll move that down to below historians with a little bit of space, and then a date to the right. I'll make these changes right now, and I'll send them out today after we finish, and then everybody can just double check it, and if it looks good to everybody, we can start passing it around for signatures.
Now, one question: when you put it below, are you going to keep the executive director's signature centered, or are you going to make it left justified?
I could do either. I was thinking of making it left justified and then putting to the right a date. But I could also keep it centered and then put one more below it, also centered the date. That might look better.
What do the rest of you think?
I could, oh, go ahead.
Lynn,
I'm sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
What do you think would look better? She's talking about putting the executive director's signature below the other ones and then putting date just to the right of that. And the question was, in your opinion, what would look better? To have the executive director's signature centered with an extra hitting the return key twice and putting the date under that, or making the executive director's signature left justified and having the date to the right of that?
Oh, I don't know. How do you feel since you're the executive director?
That's a good question. Maybe it looks a little more orderly if it's left justified and then the date date's to the right of that and lines up with the other signatures above it.
Okay, I'm going to make the changes right now and email them to everybody. And I'm going to do both versions, and then you guys can decide which one looks better.
Okay.
Okay, so keep talking while I'm doing this.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
All right. Anyone have, let's see, so what else did we need to talk about? Does anyone else have anything? Well, I guess one thing we need to talk about is what would be the next webinar we would have and what topics would we need to talk about at the next one. Well, I guess our immediate thing is just to get this Constitution printed out and start mailing it to each other and getting our physical signatures, and so that Mary Ellen can take it to the bank and open the bank account.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's probably what we should do first. Get that out of the way, the administrative stuff out of the way.
Yeah. Now, since summer is coming upon us quickly, I think we really do need to get these signatures and get it in Mary Ellen's hands before we all take off to faraway places.
Oh, definitely.
When are all of your final exams, or how? In other words, are any of you going to be leaving the country, and if so, when will that happen?
I am. I'm leaving the country June 27th.
Okay, is that you, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay, June 27th you're leaving. Okay, is anyone else leaving?
Not in the near future.
Okay.
Not until the second part of December, possibly.
Mary Ellen, are you there?
I am. Yes, yeah.
I'm here. I'm not leaving until August.
Dave. Okay, thanks, Mary Ellen. Dave, did you want to say something?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're going to need to get as close to the microphone as possible.
I'm going to Hawaii for 2 weeks in June. I'll tell you when I'm leaving. Let me take a look. I'll be gone from June 11 to June 25.
June 11th to June 25. Okay, so you will be.
It sounds like we have to get this done by June before he leaves.
Before June 11th. Now I'm going to be spending 2 months in Japan.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to be leaving on the 18th of June, and I'll be back in early August. But I will have access to the internet for most of that time, and I will still be able to participate in webinars if we choose to have them.
Okay.
But with the signatures, we need the physical signatures, so we should make sure to have that done on the Constitution before David leaves on June 11th.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Denise.
The other thing we should probably do is we should probably put together, maybe not a real newsletter, but an announcement about the conference.
Yeah, sort of a save the date thing.
Yeah, Mary Ellen, you cut out for me. Is that true for the others too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I hear her point that we should put together, maybe that's the next thing we need to work on, is putting together some kind of a newsletter that we're going to be sending to the different community colleges, and also talk about the timing of when to send it to them. Because if you send it too soon, people just file it away and they forget it.
Oh, it's out of sight, out of mind. Do we have a date? I think I was cutting out then. Do we have a date?
For the conference, well, Dave, you mentioned that Manny Perez said that we could have it on our first choice, which would be Saturday, October 17th.
Yeah.
And then our second choice was the 24th. How do all of you feel about having it on the 17th versus the 24th? Do you still feel it's your first choice?
It's fine with me. Either one is fine with me. David, you were saying something about the catering from the program. Is that a factor in the date we choose?
No, it's not. It's a matter of it being on Saturday, and both of those are Saturdays.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, Dave, I have a question for you. If the catering people simply don't want to show up for our event on a Saturday, do you have the option of obtaining the food outside of the university, from the outside, and bringing it in?
Gee. Yeah, I mean,
Dave,
there are private caterers. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. There are private caterers. I have engaged private caterers. I'd have to find out, how much they would charge and that sort of thing. I certainly will investigate that. But I don't think it's going to be a problem, because I think that they'll think this is so important that Monty probably will say to them, we need this catered, and they'll go, okay, Monty, whatever you say.
All right. Well, let's just take the catering a step at a time then, and hope that the in-house caterers are able to motivate themselves to make a little money on a Saturday, and because we do have options, and it's not going to be. Last year we brought in food from the outside, and that was not a problem. So we can go either way, and I think that's not going to be the most important thing. I think our next issue is just getting the newsletter together. Well, first getting the signatures and getting the Constitution in Mary Ellen's hands, and then working together on getting the first announcement/newsletter together, so we can have something that looks good that we can send to the chairs of the community colleges.
Okay,
so what do you guys
think?
It sounds good.
Guys, I just sent out the draft with the latest changes. It's got all the changes, but mostly I want you to look at the last page where I put both versions of ratification, so we can talk about which one you prefer. And I did have a question. Do we have a historian right now? Because who's going to sign historian?
I thought that was me.
Okay.
Okay,
Lynn.
you're a historian? Okay, good.
I don't know. I have no idea. We had talked about it, and I don't think we ever decided anything, but if that's what you need, then that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, Lynn, your official role, we still have to decide, because we have a secretary position that is open, and we have a historian position that is open. And it's going to be your choice as to which of those two, or both if you want to do.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
You don't have to
I'd want to see what the official responsibilities are for each one, but I'll do what you need me to do.
Okay, so in the Constitution, you can see the description of each of those positions, and then maybe by the time we have our next webinar, you can let us know what your official position is.
Okay, by the time it's time to sign, I'll know where to sign. How's that?
Yes, that is the most important thing.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so where are we now? Denise, I see your document you just sent us. I'm opening it now. And I'm looking. Enthusiastic community, okay. So at the very, very bottom, okay, I see that you put it centered. And I see, I kind of like the second of the two, Article 9. How do you, does anyone else have an opinion on that?
Wait, I'm still opening it. I just wanted to close the other one so I didn't get confused.
Okay.
Okay. Now it's open. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like the second one too. I think it looks cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you wanted, you guys can decide that I can. No, I was going to say I can make the print smaller so that we don't need 2 lines, but there's no way to get the social media and website administrator on 1 line. So
no
that's
problem.
Fine.
No, I think that's fine the way it looks.
I like it too.
Yeah, I like the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then let's go with the second one.
Yeah, we'll have to put him up, put him back with everybody else because now he's alone on a different page.
Who's alone?
Right.
On mine, they're on the same page.
Oh, on mine it opened for some reason on a different page.
Okay. Well, anyway, you guys like the second version. You can look through and see I made the other changes. Interestingly, you know, I searched for modern to see where I needed to eliminate it, and it only appeared twice in the whole document. So.
Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. So.
And
the next question.
Go ahead.
No,
just the only other change I made in terms of format was under Section 2. I indented the description of the officers just to visually provide a little bit of break in that section, but it's all one section now.
Okay, let me look at that. Officer.
You know what I forgot to do? Hold on. What I forgot to do was change the numbers of the other articles.
Oh, yeah, you better do that.
I'm going to do that right now. And then,
I like the way it looks with just one section, Section 4, and then under that, I mean, Article 4, and then Section 1, 2, and then the description of the officers, and then 3, 4, 5. That looks really nice.
Okay. And so I'm changing the numbers right now. I'm going to get rid of the first version of the ratification area, and then I'll send it out one more time.
And then one small suggestion, this is really as minor as you can get, but on the page where Article 6 appears, actually that should be Article 5, right?
Right.
Okay.
Meetings and voting are now Article 5.
Okay. So that looks like it can go one space higher.
Okay.
That's the only thing I noticed. There's
the one
extra
that's in
space
between.
at the top of that.
It might not be able. Does it cross pages on yours?
On mine, I have a Mac. I'm able to delete the space above Article, the meetings and voting, Article 5, which I was able to bring it up by one line, but maybe it's different on yours. The main thing is that when it's printed out, it's at the highest point that it can be.
Let me see.
So, Denise, since you are the author of these final edits, maybe you should be the person to print it out and then sign it first, and then start mailing it to the others. Now, I would suggest that we all exchange addresses via email while we're still talking here on the phone on the webinar. Now, how are we going to do this? Should we just do it like a reply to all, and each person sends their address?
Okay, so where are we putting our address? And can everybody hear me now?
Address? or home address?
It'll be mailing address. Now, for example, my mailing address is a P.O. box because here in Wrightwood, where I live, there is no home delivery of mail. It's all via P.O. box.
Really? Really?
Yeah. And that's true of most mountain communities as well as the high desert. Indian Hills and Phelan is also the same way.
Wow.
Yeah. That's not true for UPS and for FedEx, but it is true for the U.S. mail.
Well, if you send it to me, most likely I'll see Lynn. So that would, and I can get her to sign it.
I was just going to put the ELAC address because I get so much mail at home that sometimes things just get crazy. So.
Well, it really doesn't matter as long as it's the most efficient address for you. I think that's the bottom line. Efficiency is really important here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, should I start out?
Yeah, Denise, why don't you start out, and then we will all reply to you, or reply to all, when we get your message.
Okay. So, with mine, in a way, if I'm going to start be the first sender, in a way, I don't need to. You guys don't need my address, but I'll send it anyway.
Oh, no, it's true, Denise. We don't need your address. We don't.
Right.
Just in that case, how are we going to do this? Now, what about geography? We should maybe think about the geography of who sends this to whom, so that it arrives as quickly as possible. Where do all of you live?
I live in Long Beach.
I live in Chatsworth.
Yeah, Mary Ellen and I are on the west side of LA.
Okay. So Long Beach. Dave, where do you live?
Chatsworth.
Chatsworth. Okay, I live in Wrightwood. Adrian, I'm not sure where she lives. And by the way, since she's not with us.
You know what, though? I can't. She teaches right after me. So why don't I actually get hers in person?
Yes.
I'll sign it. I'll have her sign it, and then we'll send it to West LA. From there, it can go to Chatsworth, and from there to Wrightwood.
I agree. I fully agree. All right.
Okay.
So
and this is being sent out in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm going to print it out, and I will take it on Monday and get her to sign it on Monday. And then send it off.
So we're talking about something that's happening next week, not something after the semester ends.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about something that's going to start happening on Monday, this coming Monday.
Okay, good. Okay, got it.
Okay, so I'm going to be the first person then to send an email out to all of you simultaneously, and then you guys can respond. Those of you that, except for Denise, can respond to it. And maybe we should put the extra 4 digits on the zip code just to make sure it gets there as efficiently as possible. Okay, so I just sent out an email to everyone with my mailing address.
Got it.
Okay, good. So then if each of you except Denise can respond, reply to all.
Hasn't come in on my computer yet.
That's because you have AOL, Dave.
Which is now going to be bought by Verizon.
Okay. Okay, so I am still waiting on receiving other people's emails. And sometimes it takes a couple of minutes for it to come in.
I think I got it divided up nicely too. I got it to fit on 2 pages. Not 2 pages, gosh. 4 pages.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So you can email that to us before we're done talking to each other?
Yeah, I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it right now. I'm going to send it as a PDF version so that you'll see the way that it's going to look.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to send it in 1 minute. Create a tiny bit more space for signatures. And you guys are sending back and forth your email addresses, right?
Right. We're in the process of doing that. I haven't received any yet, but maybe I will here in a second.
Okay. So I think this is it. Oh, come back. Shoot. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I just got Lynn's address.
Did you get mine? I sent it to you.
Yes, I got yours.
Okay.
I just got Dave's address.
If
So I
you
have-
send, one thing, if you send it to me before Lynn, like within the next couple weeks, I'll probably be able to see her. We see each other pretty often. And we
Okay,
can both
so
sign it.
I just got Mary Ellen's address.
Yeah, I'll be on campus, so.
Yeah, I'll be there Wednesday, this coming, and then next Wednesday. I'll also be there Thursday, Lynn, and Tuesday. All 3 days this week.
Really?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a lot.
That's
I
a
know.
lot, yeah.
For me, it's a lot. And I am finally with you guys on my regular computer.
Yay!
I had to do some stuff with the tools up there to make this microphone work.
Great.
I don't know what it was.
Maybe
Yeah.
from this point on, it'll work better for you.
Yeah, well, I fixed it. I mean, the video isn't great, but, you know, it's convenient to have everything right here.
Okay, so I have Lynn's address, Dave's address, Mary Ellen's address, and of course Denise's I don't need, Adrian's I don't need because Denise is going to give it to Adrian. So I think we are all set. Now, Mary Ellen, as soon as I'm the last person in the chain, and as soon as I receive the document and sign it, I'm going to immediately mail it to you.
Okay.
And then once you get it, you can go to the bank and you can, you know, set up the account.
Okay, that sounds good.
And also, you're going to, Mary Ellen, you're going to need to communicate with Heidi. Do you happen to have her email address?
Maybe you should send it to me. It's probably in my, you know, stuff here.
No, don't worry about it. As soon as we hang up with each other, I'm going to email you and give you Heidi's email address.
Okay.
But she's the one that is going to... Go ahead.
Have I gotten any of the, oh yeah, okay, mailing addresses. So let me send to everybody the hopefully final Constitution.
All right. This has been a long time coming.
Yay!
I'm sending it in Word.
Long time coming.
Yeah,
What?
feels good. Feels good to get this thing done for the first time ever, because there has never been a CCCFLC Constitution up to this point. At least.
Yeah.
And attach. And so you'll want to look at the PDF version first because it should show up, hopefully it shows up correctly on everybody's.
Okay.
It's still attaching. There we go. Okay.
It sounds like Lynn is the first person to receive each of these. You must have a very fast DSL connection.
We do.
Oh, good for you. So Denise, you already sent it out?
Yep.
Okay, good. I imagine Lynn already received it. Right, Lynn?
No,
Has
actually,
anybody
I have
received
not.
Okay.
The mailing no, I just got David's mailing address, but I did not.
It's called it should be called Final Draft Constitution. I sent it out.
Okay, I just received the final draft constitution.
Oh, there it is. Yep. It was there.
So I'm going to save it.
Me too.
Then open it.
Yay, I just got it.
I don't know why, but well, let me try it again. Okay, yeah, okay, now. I was at first it said I couldn't open it. I got scared there for a minute. All right, now I opened it. It looks good. Looks really good. Now let's check the numbers again. We have Article 4, then we have Article 5, 6, 7, 8. It all looks good to me. How about the rest of you?
Looks
Yeah,
okay to me.
Great.
Okay.
Looks like we all have thumbs up on this one, so
I think
Denise,
so.
if you can sign it and then get Adrienne to sign it and tell Adrienne to check her email so she can see everybody else's mailing addresses. So it's going to go from
I'll message her and I'll let her know that I'm going to meet with her on Monday to get her signature, and then I'll plan to send it out Monday or Tuesday to, do I send it to Mary Ellen or Lynn?
Send it to me. Is that okay, Lynn?
Sure. Why not? You know
Okay,
what? Send it to you, and you're going to have it, and I'm going to see you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, apparently.
Right, so that'll work, yeah. I'll
so
get
then
to
we can sign it, and then we can make sure that it gets sent out immediately by one of our people. So
Right, exactly.
Okay, so then Lynn, you're going to mail it to Dave.
Yes.
Okay, good. And then Dave, you mail it to me, and then I mail it to Mary Ellen, and there we go.
Okay.
And then we're in business. Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is such wonderful news because not only do we have this final product of the Constitution, we also have the go-ahead from Monty Perez to have our conference there. And all we got to do now is, look into the other smaller details, and things are really going well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
All right.
All right, so I think we have pretty much concluded what we needed to accomplish today. I guess the next thing is to look on our calendars and determine the date of the next webinar so we can start to put together. Well, what suggestions do you have regarding this newsletter/announcement? It seems that it's hard for us to do a lot because of how busy we are between sessions, that we seem to be more productive when we are talking to each other. Would you agree with that?
Probably true.
I would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely, but I'm going to have to sign off because I have to go. So whatever you guys decide is fine with me.
Okay. That's you, Lynn, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'll do
is... Have a good weekend, everybody. I'm sorry I've got to run. I already pushed a little bit. I already pushed the limit on the time. So.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, take care. Have a good weekend, everybody.
You too.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so I'm looking at my calendar here. Okay, if we have it in 2 weeks, that would be the 29th. How do you feel about that?
I'm in.
Okay.
That looks all right to me.
Okay. Because just logistically speaking, I think we only have time for 2 more webinars before I will be leaving for Japan. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we can still have more while I'm in Japan. It looks like the 29th we could have one, and then the 12th of June we could have one. That's my I think that's graduation day. Yeah, that's our graduation day. But that would be the morning, and that's not till the evening with graduation.
What does everyone think about just sending out, as soon as we confirm the date, sending out the announcement of the conference,
Yeah.
And then later on, putting together the newsletter. That might go fast. And, you know, then we could send a reminder with the newsletter.
Yes, that's the beauty of email. You can keep on sending stuff, and people will say, oh, there's a CCCFLC email. I'm going to open that one.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the announcement before the newsletter, or because I'm a little confused on what you guys want to do, my first initial impression was that we were going to sort of have both of them combined into one thing. In other words, it would be a newsletter that would contain the announcement. Was that, what was your impression?
Well, that's how Tom always did it. You know, he'd have a little newsletter, and then he would include the conference announcement to fill out the form and return to us.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't see that we would need to do much more than just a short blurb, you know, saying that we could announce that we've drafted the Constitution, and you know, we look forward to communicating some more things later on, but we wanted to be sure you saved the date.
Yes.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. So
a little short blurb like that every once in a while, in my opinion.
yeah, so
Yeah.
You know, maybe on the 29th, what we could do is just sort of determine sort of a skeletal outline of what we're going to mention in this announcement. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we would need to do. I could, Dave, since you are in charge of the newsletter, maybe you could put together sort of a tentative announcement of the date, and we could sort of just, you know, kind of welcome people. Now, this would be sent to those who attended last year's conference.
Right.
Right.
And the other thing you could also include in that is a call for presentation.
That is good to have in advance because that's so important. That makes or breaks us. If
I gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it sounds good to me. I'm available both the 29th and the 12th, but I gotta go.
Okay, Denise. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Sure.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great time.
Yeah, so I think a call for presentations, just a little, you know, a greeting and wishing everybody a nice holiday, and then maybe, you know, in June we can put this together and have it ready to send out. I don't know, when would we want to send it?
That is the big question.
With a more detailed, I'm talking about a more detailed newsletter.
We certainly do not want to send it to everyone in June, not a detailed one, just as...
No, I think not either.
My feeling is it needs to be sent more than once.
I agree.
I would say a total of 3 times, once a month before the event, once 2 weeks before the event, and once maybe a week or 5 days before the event.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so Dave.
And we're doing this. Are we doing this by email?
Well,
are we doing it?
I would
by,
say this. Why don't we have our next webinar on the 29th of this month? Dave, if you can put together sort of a draft of this announcement, that would be wonderful. Do you think you'd be able to do that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And then you would email that to us before the webinar. We would all be looking at that as we talk to each other and just sort of give suggestions on how to improve it or how to polish it or whatever.
Right, great. Let me just go over what you guys have mentioned. I tried to write everything down. I have to get it where I can see it. It's an announcement, well, I don't know, a short newsletter, at least at this point, First idea is save the date. Second is a call for presentation. And third is, enjoy the summer, and we'll be getting in contact with you again soon.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. So it doesn't sound like our webinar on the 29th is going to have to be very long.
No.
That's a good thing.
Just as long as our computers cooperate.
I know.
Oh, I hope I can get it working. I can't believe it. When I just did it, I should have just stuck with the laptop that I used in Florida. It worked fine.
It's true. It's true. You're going back and forth so many times, and that was really...
I know. Well, I could never quite get the iPad to go right today. I don't know why I couldn't get video on there.
I have a little microphone, a little lavalier microphone, and I have no idea where the little hole is I'm supposed to talk to in the screen. But I did look on the side, and there's a place to plug in one. And as soon as I find that little mic, I am going to plug it in there and see if it works. In fact, I know if you guys will give me a second, I'll run and get it, and we'll see if it works, okay?
Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, I found, of course, I'm on a PC, but up in the top bar there, where it says File, Edit, and all that, there's something called Tools. And I found that audio setup wizard, which is, I thought, something I'd already done. But
really?
I guess what I needed to do, what was messing me up, was that I had gotten some speakers so that I could actually use my computer without putting this headset on.
Oh.
I still feel like the audio is better with the headset on, though, so I put it back on. But I was kind of experimenting with all this. I guess I shouldn't experiment, but that was not the reason why it kept blanking out.
No.
I have Time Warner, and it's a very fast connection, so everything works. But I've noticed that between 11:30 and noon, or sometimes even to 12:30, it seems to be that's the time they tune everything up, or maybe there's a heavy load or something. And I always have problems with the connection at that time. Might also be my location. I don't know. I'm kind of down.
Listen, if you're able to continue the way you're going right this minute, we're not going to have any problem hearing you or seeing you from this point on.
Yeah, so I think I've got it. I figured it out now. I thought I had it figured out before I came in, but, well.
Yeah. Now,
c'est la vie.
One thing, Mary Ellen, that I noticed is that, for me, the presenter, there's a button right next to recording that says load content. That's and I tried loading a Microsoft Word document ending in DOCX, and it gave me a message saying that I could not do that. And that may be because of my operating system. It needs to be a newer operating system. When you were the presenter for the first one, did you have any problems loading any content?
No, I was able to do that.
And was that Microsoft Word, or was that PDF, or was that PowerPoint?
I think what I loaded up there was a PowerPoint. Okay. I put everything in PowerPoint.
So,
but that, you should be able to load up any kind of
you're right. I should be able to. It shouldn't have any restrictions at all.
And did you ever ask the people at CCCFLC, tech support people, if they had any idea why you couldn't do it?
I did that one time when I was trying to load I guess it was a PowerPoint document, and they said something about my operating system, that my operating system was too old and that I needed to update it in order to be able to take advantage of these features. So it sounds like that's gonna, it's a kind of a moot point at this point, because we're winding things down with our intensity with these webinars.
Can I break in a second?
Right.
Dave, are you there?
Well, I see, you know, here there's some.
Can you guys hear me better?
I can hear you, Dave.
Really well?
Not much better than before. Mary Ellen, how about you?
I hear you fine.
Yeah,
Keep on talking, Dave.
Okay, I'm going to...
I think I hear you better.
I'm going to read you the Constitution. The California Community College Foreign Language Council was established in 1992 by a small group of dedicated and enthusiastic community college language educators. How's that?
That sounds good.
Okay.
It sounds better.
I have the solution to the problem here.
Now, it's kind of weird that you have to hold it physically right in front of your mouth. That must be uncomfortable for you.
Well, it's better than hunching over the thing and trying to talk into the screen.
The other thing you could do you have a headset? You know, those things we used to use back in the lab?
Yeah, I do have a headset. I bought
with a microphone on it.
like the one Madonna wears.
That works. That's what I'm doing. Don't I look just like a language lab director to you here?
You do, Mary Ellen. You definitely do.
Can you guys see me?
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing.
Now, I tried something here, but I don't think it worked. Can anybody see what I'm sharing or not? No.
Something is about to be shared with me, I think.
See, if you click on that, see if you see that Constitution.
Okay. Click on what now?
I'm trying to share Microsoft Word with you. I clicked on that little window that says I could share. And so I tried that. It's awfully big. I'm going to try and make it a more normal.
Dave, can you see it?
Fit.
I don't see. All I have is a gray screen in front of me.
Oh, okay. What I had was something that was, you know, just about how to fix up my audio, which I was ignoring, and then I said maybe I better pay attention to that. So, but I don't know. It said I was sharing my application, but I don't know if I actually am. I uploaded our Constitution.
Oh, okay. Well, I could only see kind of a gray screen.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know if there's something you have to, let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure myself. But,
so maybe this isn't being shared. I don't know. I'm going to
now that I think about it, that's what I asked the moderator, one of the people that works at CCC Confer. I asked them about the sharing, application sharing, and she said that feature I cannot use because of my operating system.
Oh, okay, because you're on the Mac.
It wasn't necessarily because I was on a Mac. It was because my operating system on the Mac was not the newest one.
Oh, I see.
So I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna upgrade my operating system. And okay, now something just came up.
Yeah, something's popping up.
Something popped up. This is President. I can kind of see part of it. Yeah. Keep on moving your mouse there, Mary Ellen. Oh, no, okay. It went gray on me again.
Okay.
It went gray on me again. But it was there for a second.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. I might have clicked it out because I didn't know anybody wasn't seeing it. Hold it again. What I put up there was the most recent version of the Constitution. So I don't know. Without being the presenter, it looks like I see something loading. I should be able to put those things up, or Dave, or anybody on a PC. So maybe that would work if we could, you know, get that to come up. Okay. Blah blah blah. Oh, okay. I got to give control to my desktop here. What is this?
Who are you giving control to?
Our site. Not our site, but our session.
Okay.
but let's see. I still am not. What I had up there before. Oh, it says that the Constitution Final is not completely downloaded from the server yet. It will be saved as it is downloaded. Well, I don't think that applies to you.
Well,
let me see.
In any case.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe we can work on this. I'll figure out. Maybe I can find out how to do that and ask if you know, I could share documents from my computer.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe
because we're all getting them on our email.
So here is the thing that I want to confirm, that our webinar on the 29th, Friday the 29th of this month, will be at 10 a.m. Is that,
okay.
Do you think that that is going to be the preference of everybody?
Yes.
Sounds okay with me.
I sure do.
Okay, so I'm making a note to myself that we'll have it at 10 a.m. on the 29th. And then I'll set it up on Blackboard, Collaborate, or on the CCC Confer website, and then I'll send an email out to everybody with the information.
Okay.
So, is there anything else we need to? Any of the other loose ends we need to tie before? So, Dave. Let's see, maybe I need to take some notes to myself here as to what I'm going to say in my email. So Dave, could you repeat what it is that you are going to do between now and the 29th?
Well, you mean besides, excuse me, the conference and the catering, or do you want me to include that?
Yeah. Why don't you include any updates you have regarding the catering and regarding maybe the parking office? You'll have to communicate with them at some point. I don't know how soon. What is your feeling about how soon you should speak to the people in the parking department?
Well, I can speak to them at any time, and I'm going to write it down to do it on Monday. I could probably even do it over the phone. They're very responsive. It's just LA County Sheriff, it's a division that we use. Let's see, ask Sheriff, I'm writing it down. Parking. I'll do that on Monday if I possibly can, but I'll definitely do it before next time. Okay, and then the other things that you had, well, okay.
So what are we going to call this? Is this going to be newsletter or announcement?
That's my question, right? What I want to do is just write out all of the stuff that, I mean, there's that, and save the date, and call for presentations, and happy summer, and send it to you for your approval. Oh. And then what we can do is go from there. I'll just give you something to work with.
Okay, that sounds really good. Then I will just be checking my email, and whenever I get that, I'll take a look at it, and I can give you any feedback. And then the main thing is that we all talk about it together on the 29th.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think we are pretty much done for today, unless you can think of anything else.
No. I'm looking at a gray screen, and I'm just telling you this. And mine, it says hosting is paused. Oh. Are you seeing that, or am I the only one
hosting
seeing
is paused. I don't see hosting as paused.
You see a big gray
I
box
see a big gray area.
Yeah, area, not box, a whole area. Yeah, because I can click on, you know, whiteboard, and then I can click on application sharing, which is what's open now. Okay, and that's where I was able to put that Constitution, but I did something else in between here that messed it up, so I think that might be the problem. So anyway, I'm just interested in what you can see and what I can I can see, because it's just telling me hosting is paused.
All I can see is a big gray area on the right hand side. Yeah. When I click on what is it, whiteboard, then I see like a whiteboard there.
You should be able to, yes, you should be able to draw on that, and the tools
Yeah,
are there.
I should be able to. Yeah, I can draw on that, and I can do some things like that. But when I click on the sharing, file sharing, then it's just a big gray area.
And you don't see hosting as
No.
paused, so that's what only
No, that's
seen,
not what I
seen by
see.
me. Okay, all right. So I'll check in with them because I'm going to do that anyway. I want to do something with the class before then, and I need to make sure all this stuff is working.
Okay, sounds really good.
From home.
Well, listen, thank you so much
Okay.
for everything you guys have done. This has been a wonderful session. We've really accomplished a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that
I know.
constitution done. Denise did a lot of work
We
on
did.
that thing.
That was not easy.
Wow. We all did, but
Yeah, we're moving along nicely. This is just really working out so well.
Something
Yeah.
tells me that this is going to be one of the best conferences we've ever had.
hope so. If we top last year's, that was a really great one.
It's
So
tough to top
yeah.
last year's, but with this kind of a head start, I think we've got a chance at doing that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, thank you all so much. And
All
I will
right.
Okay.
see you in a couple weeks.
Okay. Take care. Till then.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.